Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm GT. Today I'm going to be talking about a VN SS. It's in Phoenix Red, it's SV enhanced, and it's actually my little bro's. Hi ST, how are you?
Pretty good.
Tell me a little bit about your car.
Yeah, so like you said, it's the SV100, so it's the enhancement pack by HSV. It's pretty much just a performance pack that they did to all of them. So it's 180 kilowatts. That's achieved by a dual exhaust system, a NOx sensor, and a HSV air cleaner, basically, and a little touch up on the computer. And that's 180 kilowatts. So the VN Club Sports, the SV89, all the 180 kilowatt versions have the same package.
It's basically the motor that we all came to know and trust all the way through to VR and VS, even though it had a different airbox. It was an 8.5, but it's basically the same motor.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah, that's right. So so these could be optioned up with more things. So like visuals, so you could literally have like the walking short wheels, they're on option, the SV89 open slot grille, and then even the interior, you could option it up with all the nice SV interior. But the only thing that the SV100 has, because it's a standard package, is inside is a nice steering wheel of the SV89s that they have. So,
and they fetch some pretty big money on their own these days, a couple of grand for a really neat example.
Yeah, they do. They're hard to come by, especially a clean one. So everyone wants them now. Yeah.
So tell me about when you first got this car. How did you come across it?
Yeah.
When did you buy it?
Yeah.
What did you pay? Things like that.
I bought this car in late 2016. I seen an advertisement on Gumtree for it. I was kind of looking because I knew they were starting to rise in price, and they weren't stupidly priced, so they were averaging 8 to 10k.
Sounds like a bargain compared to today.
Well, yeah, you're looking at 25, 30 on an average now, at least.
For a decent one.
Yeah, so I seen it was advertised for 6,200, and it was all the way in Adelaide. So we're from New South Wales. So I ended up bargaining and getting it for 4,000, and it was off of one owner too. So I think I've done quite well. So we had to fly. I had to fly there, and I drove it all the way back actually.
How many k's is that? 1,500?
Probably. It was about, I think, 14-hour drive. And I did it straight, and I did a one-way ticket, and I picked it up and drove it all the way back, and I didn't miss a beat. And that is a risk.
Very big risk.
I love these 5 litres, so they are quite reliable. So I took that gamble, and it paid off.
So there's a little bit of a story to the owner and why he actually sold it, right?
Yeah.
Because he was a more old, mature guy, right?
Yeah, he was in his mid 70s. He fell ill. I think he had like a bad accident, truck accident actually.
Truck accident, yeah.
And it affected his memory, so he was getting memory loss, and he was starting to forget his family and everything, even the car at times. So that's pretty much what happened. So his daughter wanted to sell it off because it wasn't being used. So it literally was sitting for a few years. So yeah.
So he used to get his memory back sometimes. He was confused. And I remember you told me something like the daughter wanted to get a photo with you and him in the car with the card, and so that when he goes looking for the car sometimes, she could explain to him that
exactly right.
The car's gone. You sold it to this guy.
Yeah. So she took a photo of me and her father, and whenever he pretty much realised, where's my car? You sold it to this gentleman. So so he bought it from brand new. It is a bit of a sad story. He bought it from brand new, and so logbooks and everything, and he remembered a lot about the car. He drove to Melbourne a few times from South Australia, and he just loved that car.
Me and my brother love our VN Commodores, pretty much anything that's a V8, but we do have a soft spot for our VNs. Give it a little hit ST. And the reason we like them is they are a bit of a dinosaur, but they sound the part. They're a bit of fun, They are a bit of fun. So back in the 90s, Dad did get a VNSS Commodore in 1996, and we loved that thing. It was Atlas grey, pretty good condition. had under 100,000 at the time, and it was also a 5-speed manual with the power pack. So at that time, that was pretty rare as a second-hand bike. There was a lot of VNSSs back then compared to today, and they used to range from about 18 for a roughie, 20 for a nice one.
Yeah.
And back in those days, the Phoenix Red seemed to fetch a few thousand less
100%.
than the Atlas Grey. Everyone wanted the Atlas Grey. No one wanted to touch the Phoenix Red, pretty much.
Yes.
We like both, don't we?
And obviously there is a white, but
later on.
Yeah.
So we really love the VNs. It's obvious. I've got many videos on the VNs. You can check that out on my playlist. And but this one here is very, very special because Steve's put some time into it to restore it.
Yeah.
Making it look what it would have been, or probably better.
Yeah.
Especially on the exterior than it was from the factory.
It obviously was clean, and the interior was just a clean up. But the paintwork had, chips, and that was from South Australia, 30-year-old car.
Yeah.
Pretty much it was then when I got it. So, I just gave it a nice closed door respray basically, and just really detailed it. So
that's what you need to.
Yeah, mechanically it's been great. It's a great car.
So we just love these cars.
Yeah.
You used to have another VNSS as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So because we loved them so much, I bought one back in the early 2000s when I was in my early 20s. Same colour, Phoenix Red, power pack. But this was a manual and had the 215 kilowatt factory Harrop stroker motor in it. So it was a nice, fun car back then.
So that motor came out of a VS GDS?
Exactly, that's what I was out of, yeah.
Yeah, and
so
it also had the seats too, didn't it?
And it had VS GDS, the nice seats in it too, the Devonish. So it was a nice car back in the early 2000s, and I had a lot of fun in that car.
That one was SV enhanced too, from memory, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
So pretty rare. Wonder where that thing is today.
Who knows?
Might be alive, might not be.
I know it's not this one, so
that's for sure. Different state to start with.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the outside of the VNSS. This one is Phoenix Red. It's had a closed door respray. It's still got its original 15x6 wheels. On the front you've got the standard VNSS fog lights, the stripe kit, grille that's painted in body colour, original Holden badge, and the headlight protectors. The VNSS seems to have a large following. It seems to hold its money quite well in comparison to the VP, VR and VSSS, and I really think one of the main reasons the VNSS is so sought after is that when it was released it really stood out in comparison to a normal VN Executive and Berliner, with its fully colour-coded bars, its formula body kit, its bobtail rear spoiler, its unique badging and identification, which were all in the form of decals, and the stripe kit is really striking. The VNSS really stands out with its large fog lights, extended air dam, colour-coded grille and stripe kit. It does pass the 200 metre test on the road, and I think it's a big reason in identifying the brand of the VNSS and why these cars demand those kind of dollars. On the rear, the VN S and SS picked up the smoky tail lights, which were tinted, and the black garnish of the VN Berliner. As with the Commodore S, the blacked out window surroundings were standard on the SS, as was FE2 Sport suspension and the large door side molds. The SS has the full body kit, front, side skirts and rear lip. This V8 badge was new old stock. The VNSS featured the V8 in red. It was only on the SS that the red badge was available. A lot of people believe the VN Calais and the other V8 models had red as well. They were all silver like the V6 3.8 badge. guys, as always, remember to like and subscribe. Now this is how the car looked when my brother bought it and brought it home for the first time. It was reasonably clean for a 30-year-old car. He did a long drive all the way back from Adelaide. He cleaned it up quite well from the engine bay to the exterior, giving it that closed door respray. The 3-piece rear spoiler really suits the car. The unique SS decals on the side, the original wheels that most people threw away when they first bought these cars, and that iconic front end that's easily identifiable on the road. As mentioned earlier, this is an SV Enhanced model. All the SV Enhanced models had these stickers on the Opera House windows. Let's have a look inside. The dash has an SV Enhanced badge with a file number. This is a Series 1 dash. It has a finer grain than the Series 2, and they're a bit softer than the Series 2 dashes. This is probably the cleanest Series 1 dash I've ever seen. The seats are taken from the VNS pack, which features the famous red piping. The velour on the bolsters is taken from the VN Berliner. This model has the power pack as it's an SV100. You can see how super clean the door trim is. Normally in the bottom corner there on the armrest, that does lift and peel a little. That's the SV Momo that came standard on the SV100 pack and is shared with many of the SV or HSV models of the time. This one's not restored, it's in its original condition. Above the executive counterparts, Holden added in front door bins on the door trims, but they weren't carpeted like the Berliner and Calais. Another standard feature of the S and SS was the sports instrument cluster, which featured a tachometer. The VNS and SS was executive based, but they threw in a few Berliner items, such as the 4-speaker 30-watt sound system with treble and bass control. They also gave the car air conditioning as standard. S and SS did receive the electric boot release. It didn't have the Berliner's cut pole carpet or front and back reading lights. Being an executive-based car, the VN seat is a retrimmed seat of the executive, also shared with the Berliner. The back of the seats doesn't have mat pockets. It's vinyl back just like a VN executive. You also have the standard VN executive and Berliner open headrests. I quite like them. I think they're quite sporty. They suit the car. The red piping and checkered sports seats. The rear parcel shelf on this one is super clean. Unlike the Berliner and Calais, there's no carpeted kick panel on the bottom of the door trim. The SS carpet lining matches the VN executive. There's no quarter panel carpet linings on the sides. This one is very clean. Here it is, the Iron Lion. 180 kilowatts because it's got the HSV enhancement pack, the SV airbox, which fetch pretty big money these days. The underside of this bonnet and engine bay is in really good condition. And on the left there, you can see the SV build plate. Holden's first injected 5-litre was in the VL Walkinshaw. This is Holden's first mainstream injected 5-litre, released in March 1989. Honestly, I could talk about this car all day. Let's get out on the road, see what it looks like, and hear what it sounds like.
they definitely sound nice. That's why I like these cars.
Yeah, this, you know, they're pretty much that old school sort of sound. That's why we like them so much. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of haters for VNs, isn't there? Like, some people love them, some people hate them.
Yeah.
But they seem to be fetching some money, so there must be some people willing to pay for VN Commodores.
Yeah, there's always, you know, there's going to be haters, but yeah, there's a market for them, and you know, I think a lot of people like us, you know, when you're in your teenage years and all brand new, and you just kind of wanted one.
Thanks to my brother for bringing out his pride and joy. Thank you for watching the channel, and I'll catch you next time.